Hello, my name is Pham. If you're new here, oh, I totally fucked that up. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Pham if you're new here, and if you're not new here, what's up? Welcome to the first episode of my shredding series. Actually, my first series ever, and hopefully there'll be more to come. Basically, this series is going to be all about fat loss, how to tone up, and how to get ready for summer, which is just around the corner. And I'm going to be having about 3 to 5 episodes. I'm going to try to aim for about 4. I might get 5, I might get 3, but I don't know, because it's exam time for me as well, so I don't really know how much filming I'm gonna get done. But yeah, 3 to 5 episodes in this series. Make sure to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you get notified every time I post in this series. And yeah, let's get right into it. This video is gonna be talking about literally the basics of fat loss and how fat loss works and how I started off with my fat loss journey. So if you didn't know, I'm on my own fat loss journey. I started my journey when I was about 67 kilos, and now I am currently 53 kilos. That is about a 2-year transformation, kind of like in between cutting, bulking, and now I'm sitting at 53. I'm still on my second cut and I'm not done yet, so this series is kind of gonna be for me as well. Like, I'm still trying to lose another 2 kilos, I'd say, before summer. So I'm gonna keep this real simple and really easy to understand and tell you guys that fat loss really comes down to one thing, and that is energy balance, aka calories in versus calories out. So you've got this thing called your maintenance calories, and this is the level of calories that you are burning throughout the day. Therefore, if you eat that exact amount of calories that you were burning, then you'll maintain your weight, which is why we call it a calorie maintenance. When you are eating at your maintenance level, you will neither lose weight or gain weight. You will stay the same. This number is different for everyone. It is based on gender, height, your current weight, your activity levels, and a whole lot of other stuff that like you just don't even know. So because of this reason, it is really kind of difficult to find your maintenance level, but it is possible. So I'll talk about that later on. So if you were eating more calories than you were burning, aka you were eating more calories than your maintenance, then you are in a calorie surplus and you will gain weight. On the other hand, if you eat less than your calorie maintenance, then you will lose weight. And that is basically the gist of it. I could end the video here if I wanted to, but I'm gonna keep talking. Okay, I need to pee. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Whew. So I think the most difficult thing is finding your maintenance, because no one really knows what it is unless you like actively try to find it. There's been a lot of people who have asked me like, how did I find my maintenance? And I'm gonna tell you guys the exact same thing that I've told them. So basically, my fat loss journey kind of really skyrocketed when I started using this app called MyFitnessPal. You've probably heard of it. When you start using the app, they'll ask you a lot of questions about your height, your weight, and your whatever, and they'll give you a estimate of how many calories you're supposed to eat. And I remember the goal that I input was like to lose half a kilo a week, and the calorie number that they gave me was just like a little high. I remember thinking it was high for like me wanting to lose weight. I was like, can I really be eating that much and lose weight? So me being super skeptical, I went on Google and I just searched up for a calorie calculator, and the number that they gave me was different, and then I was like, what is going on? I tried all of these different calorie calculators. There are so many on the internet, and basically none of them gave me the same amount of calories. So I was a little confused, and basically this is because there are so many variables going into it, and you won't really be able to find out what your maintenance calories are unless you trial and error it yourself and see how your body responds. The best way going about it is determining your estimate of your maintenance calories through averaging like a couple of different calorie calculators. Then eat at that maintenance level for about a week and see how your body responds. You can do this just from looking at the mirror, or you can do it from the scale. Personally, I did it looking at the scale. I just find it to be more accurate. You can't really see that much of a difference in the mirror in about a week. I just don't trust my eye like that, so I use a scale, and in that week, if you find your weight is pretty much staying the same and you feel like you look the same, then that is good. You found your maintenance and you can start cutting from there. If in that week you actually lost weight, then the maintenance level of calories that you calculated was probably a little too low for you, and that could be because you have a fast metabolism or you're more active than the calculator knows. Your maintenance is higher than what you expected, so then you can just start cutting. If you gain weight in that week, however, you will need to decrease your calories and again track your weight for a week and see if your weight remains the same, and then just keep doing that until you find the amount of calories that will keep you maintaining your weight. Then once you find your maintenance calories, you can start cutting from there. When I start my cut, I cut about 100, and then once I plateau, I cut 100 again, and then I plateau, and then I cut 100 again. But then by then, after that, I can't cut anymore, and then I will add in a little bit more cardio. So as I said, it's a little hard to find your maintenance. It's a lot of trial and error and a lot of guessing, but it needs to be done, and once it gets done, it's pretty smooth sailing from there, kind of, not really. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is tracking your macros. Personally, I only really track my calories and my protein intake, and then the other two can just do whatever they want. I'm kidding. I find that if you're eating pretty clean and you're eating a pretty nutrient dense diet, then the carbs and the fat are going to be fine. And from day one, I've been tracking my food on the MyFitnessPal app. It's free, it's easy to use, and I'm pretty sure that's like the OG food tracking app. I know that there's one called lisaphammie. I've heard of it a lot lately. Apparently it's really good. If you want to try that one out, you can. I was thinking of actually trying it out, just something a little bit new, but for now I'm sticking to MyFitnessPal because it's just, I'm so used to it and it's just a habit now. First of all, I want to address the whole concept of actually counting your calories. I feel like counting calories kind of gets a bad reputation. If you don't need to count your calories in order to lose weight, then don't even worry about it. Just do you. Personally, I could not understand why I wasn't losing weight, and I was thinking I was eating less when I really wasn't. Really, how are you gonna know if you're in a calorie deficit, and how are you gonna lose fat if you don't know how many calories you're really having? So that's why I count my calories. So yeah, you can base it off your intuition if you want. If you guys have been watching my videos, at the start of this cut I said that I was not going to be counting my calories as much, and I'm going to be doing a little bit more intuitively. I'm not doing that anymore because I just find counting your calories is it just feels good to know what's going on. And then when you're like doing it intuitively, you're kind of more like, you might forget what you had for the day, you might accidentally overeat without realizing, or you might even undereat, which is probably even worse. So yeah, that is basically why I like to encourage counting calories. But at the same time, if you don't think that it'll work for you, then don't do it. If you're doing fine without counting calories, then don't do it either. I'm just speaking about my own journey, what worked for me, and counting calories and tracking my macros is what worked for me. And also, I feel like people tend to overeat without even realizing. Did you know one Tim Tam is 90 calories? One Tim Tam. Like, what the fuck? That's like equivalent to like 120 grams of blueberries. Like, that is crazy. And like, I would have had no idea that one freaking Tim Tam is 90 calories. If you have, oh my god, if you have 4 Tim Tams, that's a whole meal. That's crazy. So calories can definitely add up quickly, especially if you're not eating like super healthy. And then before you know it, you're in a calorie surplus, you're not losing weight anymore, and you're just like, why aren't I losing weight? And it's because you were overeating and you don't even know. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a little tour of the MyFitnessPal app, just so you guys know how it works. The macros that MyFitnessPal sets for you is not going to be accurate. I don't know how they calculate it. At the end of the day, you need to trial and error it yourself and see what works for you, see what works best for your body. I'm just gonna put the screen on the side here. So this is my food diary for today. This is the page that I usually spend most of my time on, just tracking my food. So it's only 11 o'clock right now, but I've already put in everything that I'm eating today. So at the top there, you'll see that my goal of calories is 1400. That's kind of like the maximum that I set for myself, and I'll usually have about 12 to 1300 a day. And the 1400, I actually set that for myself because the number that MyFitnessPal gave me was like way too high, and like I would have been gaining weight if I ate at the calorie level that MyFitnessPal told me to. How you can customize your macros is you go into the More tab, you go into go into goals. Under nutrition goals, go to customize your daily goals, and then you can just change whatever calories you want. And I also like to have my macros set like that. Before, MyFitnessPal had the protein a little bit lower, so I just upped it a little bit and lowered everything else a little bit. You can add exercise. I don't usually add any strength exercises. Sometimes I'll add in my cardio, but most of the time I don't really track my exercise. I do track my water. I had 600 this morning. I'll just add that in. You can also sync this app to like other devices like Fitbits and like stuff like that, which is cool, but I don't have any other thing like that. And I think my most favorite part of this app, other than like the food tracking part, is that you can also track your own progress. So if you go into this, at the start of my cut I was 57.6 kilos, now I'm 53.4, and it's just nice to see that you're making progress, stuff like that. If I actually scroll down to the first photo that I put onto MyFitnessPal, it is this photo here. This is May 6, 2017. The first photo I ever posted, I was 62 kilos. So that's me. And then you can also click this comparison button, and it compares like your photos side by side. So these photos were taken just a few days ago, and you can really just like, by putting your photos side by side, you can see such a big difference. You don't really notice your progress unless you take photos. I think taking photos is so important, so make sure to take photos and take a lot. So I love that feature. Also, what else I love about MyFitnessPal is that they have so much food in their database. They have the largest food database in the world, so it's really easy to find what you want. And even if you can't find exactly what you want, you just track something that is similar. It is better to track something similar than track nothing at all. Another thing that I really love, and I didn't know this when I started using the app, but you can press this little barcode thing on the side like that, and then you can just take a photo of the barcode if you're eating like something that has a barcode, instead of actually typing in the food. And I think that's so cool. It saves me so much time. Another thing I want to point out is don't just focus on your calories. Just because you're meeting your calorie goals doesn't mean you're necessarily eating a healthy and nutritious diet. You can eat junk food and still meet your calorie goals, but you'll be hungry, like you won't feel full for a long time, and it's not good for you. You need to most of the time be eating whole foods that are high in nutrients and will keep you feeling satisfied. So for me, how I like to do it is making sure that I have protein in every meal, making sure that I'm getting enough fiber. Having a high fiber diet when you're trying to cut down on your fat is really good because your body cannot digest fiber, so it just goes in and then it goes out, you know. And it is also important to have your healthy fats and your good carbs. Obviously, fat loss is about calories in, calories out, but you need to make sure that you're not just focusing on the calories and you're having wholesome and nutritious meals throughout the day that will keep you full, satisfied, and won't feel like you're starving yourself. So a couple tips I have is to set realistic goals and set healthy goals. Make sure to take photos that you can see your progress over time. It's super motivating and it's so satisfying to see that like results are actually happening and the work you're putting in is starting to pay off. So make sure to take photos. And for me, this app is a daily habit. I feel like it kind of needs to be like a daily thing. So once you start, just keep going. You'll be so surprised about how much you'll actually learn about your own eating habits from using this app. So that is the end of the video. If you guys have any more further questions on this topic, then leave it down below. I always reply back to my comments. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it was informative and that it keeps you motivated or helps you start your fat loss journey. And yeah, make sure to subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you get notified every time I post. There will be a few more episodes in this series, so make sure you do that. Thank you so much for watching my first installment of my summer shredding series, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.